If you had been permitted to access the IM there, what were you hoping to get across?
I just probably voiced my disagreement with the fair foul call. That's all. It's weird with the foul poles. Kind of we've seen the same thing in Steinbrenner. With the foul poles being short. I know I'm not usually that adamant. And I got all the respect in the world for umpires. From my vantage point, it was clearly fair.
Like you said, you're not usually that adamant. Is there an element of kind of trying to spark the team a little bit on?
Yeah, sure, a little bit. Spring's got a perfect game going too. So, again, I'm always going to stick up for my players, and Schneider's in there against the lefty, puts a good swing on it. In my view, it was a home run, so I'm going to stick up for him. But yeah, it is what it is. But I'm always going to have my players back.
For him to about him coming back, hitting home run after you stepped on.
Yeah, I should have stayed out there and maybe try to catch it, I guess. But yeah, that's just him. I think it was a breaking pitch or a changeup up. He put another good swing on it. So that was nice. I thought it was going to kind of get us rolling a little bit. They came back with a home run themselves, which is what they do. These guys can hit some home runs. So it didn't really work out for us today, but it's a welcome time for the break.
The Davis homer happened like seconds after you had been tossed. Like, did you even get back here to turn the TV on, or?
Yeah, I actually saw it walking into the clubhouse. It was pretty cool.
So you saw it like the physical home run or on TV?
I saw it on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the A's pitchers faced 3 over the minimum today. From your vantage point, what did you see that they had working, not just with Springs, but with the bullpen as well?
Yeah, starting with Springs, he did a good job of keeping us in between. We faced him a bunch with Tampa. We handled him well at our place. Really, he was, uncharacteristically wild at our place, and I think we took advantage of that and hit some balls hard too. He was kind of dialed in and kind of kept us in between. Really didn't really get our good swings off. Miles almost clicked one, but you give credit to him. Their bullpen did a pretty good job this whole series. Newcomb was good. They got some swing and miss against us, which has been tough to do. So I think that you kind of you get 6 outs out of Mason Miller in 2 games. That's a pretty good recipe for a win for them. But yeah, you move on. You move on to the break, enjoy it, and get back after it on Friday.
How did Jose look to you today?
Okay, you know what I mean? I think he's exactly where he is, which is at the All-Star break, posting. Probably a little bit tired. We actually had a little bit of a plan to keep him short today, even after his last outing in Chicago being, I think, 76, and just utilize we have plenty of bullpen arms. We knew Chris was going to throw at least 1 inning today, so we didn't have a huge layoff. I think just a couple mistake pitches, a couple walks, the Soderstrom homer, just to pitch up, and the same thing to win. So I thought he was okay, and he's, I'm sure, looking forward to a little time off.
So Chris throwing today was more driven by him needing work than the bullpen needing
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Chris is going to start the first game back, and then we're going to go Lauer, followed by Hosey, and then Kevin, and then Max.
After you get ejected, you then have to walk all the way across the outfield. It's kind of a rare thing. What was that compared to other ejections you had?
Brought me back to my minor league days a little bit. I think it was kind of smart getting half of the walk done as I was arguing and getting pulled by Carlos and DeMarlo and Tripp a little bit. So got the hard part out of the way, but first time for everything, a little awkward, but glad Schneider responded the way he did.
I'm sure there'll be clips of the ejection online. Do you go back and watch that?
No. No. Again, it's heat of the moment stuff, and in doing this, you get more and more respect for umpires because their job is so hard. And it was just kind of that. It was a perfect storm of stuff for me. You're frustrated with the way we were not performing, but with the outcome where it was 4-0 and a pretty clear vantage point that looked fair. And I know as soon as I walk out of the dugout after review, I'm gone. So kind of just emotion takes over at that point. But if I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have went to that point. But boys will be boys, men will be men, and I was raised that if another man puts his hands on you, you're able to fight back. So shout out to my dad. But yeah, if I could do it over again, you know, it doesn't get to that point. Yeah, that's it.
When you look at where you were at the end of the first half here, are you excited for the second half?
Absolutely, man. I mean, I think you look up, you know, it's been a long first half, and I think that, you know, we had won 5 series in a row before this series, and we've done some really consistent things over the past couple months, I think. So you look up and it's July 13th, you get a nice little break, you're in first place in your division, there's no other place you want to be. And it's a credit to the guys, it's a credit to the staff. Talked to those guys this morning about how proud I am of the way that the coaches are working, how proud I am of the way the guys are playing and accepting and understanding kind of how they're being used. And you run into a couple cup games every now and then. So excited is kind of an understatement. You know what I mean? I think that it's an exciting time for this team, for this organization, for this city. And we can't wait to get back home on Friday.
Happened on 26 for you guys, or any opinion on this draft pick besides the name?
No, JoJo Parker, baseball name. So that's a start, you know. No, I'm going to have to kind of dive into it a little bit, you know, over the break here and talk to some guys. But I think that when you get taken at that spot, there's some obvious real talent and upside. So I'll check in with the guys over the break and hopefully get to meet them soon.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.